Hi, welcome. This video is going to show you how to do your homework. Now, we didn't tear anything out, so your homework for next class is to hand in a piece of notebook paper with the information on here, okay? So I'm looking for you to do a total of 13 vocab words, and somewhere on a piece of notebook paper, you've written out the definitions for all 13 words, okay? So you may want to pause the video and then recreate it, but this is word number 1. Definition of supplementary angles. 2, addition slash subtraction property of equality. 3, definition of angle bisector. 4, definition of complementary angle. 5, linear pairs theorem. 6, given. Definition 7, definition of right angle. Okay, now I'm going to go back up to the top. Number 8, a vocab word we'll be working on when we come back. Transitive property of equality. Definition of congruent angles. Angle addition, postulate. Definition of linear pair. Substitution property of equality. And simplify slash arithmetic. Simplify slash, and I should have pronounced this arithmetic, but it's also pronounced arithmetic. But anyway, okay, we got that. Now, I also am not going to make you look up the definitions, although you can, and if you want to look in the back of the book, you are free to do that. But I'm also going to go ahead and provide the definitions. And again, somewhere on your piece of notebook paper, I'd like these 13 words listed and their definitions. Now, you don't have to write out the full, you can abbreviate a little bit, but I would like most of this written down. So let's take a look. Definition 1. Okay, so this, I'm just putting the def. So the definition of supplementary angles is supplementary angles add up to 180 degrees. 2, the definition is you can add or subtract the same number on both sides of the equation. 3, the definition of angle bisector is an angle bisector splits a larger angle into 2 congruent half the size of the original angle, also known as I cut the angle in half. Yep. Okay. Vocab 4. So vocab 4 says the definition of complementary angles is complementary angles are angles that add up to 90 degrees. Linear pairs theorem. The sum of the measures of a linear pair is 180 degrees. That's weird. That looks like a typo. Let's just erase that. Okay. This is also like some extra ink we got on the copy machine. Okay. Linear pairs theorem. Next, the word given. When we see given, it means the information that was given in the problem, either in the words, in an equation, or in a picture. So kind of when you think of what did they tell me in the directions? Read the directions. 7, the definition of a right angle is a right angle is something that measures 90 degrees. Beautiful. So that's the first 7 words. Now let's take a look at the rest, word 8 through 13. Okay. Let me just fold my paper here. So number 8, we were looking for transitive property of equality. That's if A equals B and B equals C, then A is equal to C. That's the transitive property. Definition of congruent angles. Congruent angles mean angles that have the same measure. Equal measure. They're equal to the same thing. Okay. Vocab word 10, angle addition postulate. If an angle is made up of two smaller angles, you can add the measure of the two smaller angles to get the measure of the original angle. So, if two small angles, if they're laying next to each other, they should equal the measure of the big angle. Angle addition. Next, definition of a linear pair. A linear pair is two adjacent angles that combine to make a straight line. So now you have two angles that are next to each other, but when I add them together, they make a straight line or 180 degrees. Pretty cool. Okay, we just got two more. Definition 12, the substitution property of equality means if A is equal to Y, then, if X is equal to Y, then X can be substituted in for Y in any other equation. We can substitute something in. And last but not least, when I simplify or perform arithmetic, all I'm doing is performing simple arithmetic or math calculations on an expression. This would include distributing or combining like terms or any other techniques you might think about calculating. Awesome. Have a great long weekend, and make sure you turn this in on a piece of notebook paper when you return to class next week. Have a great weekend.